Welcome back to another little tabletop review. We're going to compare duty pistols. So we're going to go from mild to more of the wild. And even this wild is not even as crazy as they're getting nowadays. So I would say the Glock 17 is probably going to be your standard issue. I wouldn't say low tier. This is almost standard. Counties, police forces all over the world, sheriffs, they issue Glock 17s. They're the baseline. Now, I know a lot of police forces are moving to the MOS versions, and everybody is basically starting to use optics. Optics, which is almost the way of the future. It's what everybody's switching to. There's a couple companies that I believe Brinks Security, Armored Cars, moving money. They have switched to the 509. I don't know if they're using the tactical version, but I believe the 509 still has the MRD, which is FN's red dot mounting system, which I would say the FNs would be more toward your mid-tier, low to mid-tier. I'm not saying they're high-end, but they're definitely a lot more feature-rich than Glocks. Now, this would be more like, in comparison with a whole bunch of SIGs and others. I don't have any SIGs yet, but this platform was built to be submitted to the military for one of their contracts, which SIG won. It's the M17/M18. So if you're looking for that style of duty gun, you're allowed to use it, or interested in shooting what the military is using, the M17, M18, which are available for civilian purchase. And this is just one of the competitors. The other competitor for like Glock was the Glock 19X, which they submitted. And then, but that's beside the point. This is to talk about a comparison between the three from mild to wild. Now, I believe there's a growing amount of departments that are starting to issue the Staccato P. Some of them are issuing the Staccato XC, which is a built-in compensated barrel, versus this is just a compensator put on the end of a threaded barrel. This would be more to your higher end of duty-esque pistols, shooting pistols. I mean, they're definitely not cheap in comparison. You can probably pick up one of these for, I believe, $600 is the going rate. This is about $1,000, and then just a base with nothing on this pistol, I believe, is around $2,200. Start throwing in optics, compensators, lights, holsters, slide cuts, and you can easily push up to over $3,000 for a pistol like this. This one, aftermarket trigger, red dot, you're looking more like $1,500. This light's really irrelevant, cheap, does the job. Versus like the Surefire, which is going to be almost your industry standard for military and police. Which, this can also accept a light, but not as many options as you can tell, just like this pistol. Versus this has a lot more mounting options, so you can fit a lot more lights and get some more user adjustability on it, which is important. You want it comfortable, accessible, usable. The biggest difference, I would say, between all of these is the feel and the trigger. You don't get much better than a 1911 style trigger. I mean, it's 1911. It's 2 world wars, But like a little trigger comparison of this versus that, you can see the take up. Nice audible reset, short wall. I mean, it's a Glock trigger. They're standard. They're not bad. They're not great, but they're not bad. This is a Apex trigger, so this is going to be an aftermarket. Like, the wall is great. I'm a big fan of the flat face trigger. It doesn't take much more. Reset is nice, crisp, short, and the hitting the wall again is just right there. Great trigger. Now you move into the staccato, which once you hit that wall, that's it. That's your take up. I would say it's less than 1/4 of an inch. Nice, crisp, straight back, slide rack's amazing, as staccatos do. And that's it. That's your take up. Crisp, great gun. I'm terrible with it. I shoot this gun and this gun a lot better than this one, just because I don't have the range time. And that shows no matter what you pay for a gun, if you don't actually get out and shoot it, you're not going to be a good shot. And that shows on a lot of people. Like, if I go take this $600 gun and shoot better than the person with a $3,000 gun, the issue is the shooter. Now, if you take a person who's never shot and hand them this one and this one, most likely they're going to shoot the staccato better because the design, the money that's went into making it a better shooting pistol overall than the Glock itself. But you could easily take someone who shoots Glocks every day and outshoot your average person with this gun with no issue. So ultimately, no matter what you carry, if you don't train with it, you'll never be good with it. So it's real important. Always get your range time in. Go shoot, go shoot, and go shoot. If you're going to carry it, you need to shoot it. That way you do not have an issue and lack of confidence if the situation ever calls for you to actually have to use it in a self-defense situation. So always remember, if you have it, train with it, get that time down range.